thoughts, your feelings about what happened today?
Yeah, I thought, we showed a lot of fight in the second half as an offense. I think we just got to get going a little earlier, play better, team football. But after games, I don't like making too many blanket statements. We'll check the tape and fix the mistakes, capitalize on the strengths, get back to the drawing board.
Slow start. What are some of the things that probably need to happen to kind of fix that slow start stuff?
Just staying ahead of the chains, minimizing errors.
Christian, you had, I think, 4 touches in the first half. Was that by design to keep you fresh for later in the game?
I have no idea.
What did you think of kind of not getting a lot of touches early on?
I don't think anything about it, just on to the next play all the time.
Was it more the way the game, flow of the game, the down and distance that caused you kept you from getting more catches earlier?
Like I said, I have no idea. I know it's hard to get anybody touches when you're going 3 and out and doing, staying behind the chains and penalties and all that stuff. I haven't watched the tape yet, but all I know is I don't really care about any of that. I just care about winning and doing my job on every play, whether I get the ball or I don't.
What stood out to you about Baker today?
I thought he showed a lot of fight. I think we need to help him out more, but he showed us exactly who he is. He's a fighter, and we're not going to let this one get to us. We're going to get back to the drawing board and keep going.
Things changed, that spark happened. What changed? What was different out there for you guys?
We just executed, did our job.
What happened when that fumble that you picked up and did you and Baker say anything to each other or what the heck?
Just got to make a play.
Yeah.
Sometimes, just got to improvise.
You didn't like what was it that you saw outside, in huddles on the sideline?
Well, I think just being able to, when the first half doesn't go our way, being able to execute in the second half, not just him, but as a whole entire unit, shows a lot of growth. We just got to start faster.
What are some of the positives that you want to take away from this?
I haven't checked the tape yet. I honestly, I hate making any statements before I look at the tape. I think each, Coach McAdoo always says each play has a life of its own. I think that's very true. You don't make blanket statements or say we played well or played bad. Just look at each play individually and judge that play and fix the mistakes and move on.
For you personally, after missing some time last year with injury, how good did it feel just to get back out there and make some impactful plays?
Yeah, it felt great.
Along that line, 3 of the last 4 years, you scored the first touchdown of the year. Just what's that feeling like that first time after all that offseason, you get to go into that end zone for the first time?
Yeah, scoring touchdowns is always great. It's a lot of fun. Just love to win.
Christian, is it frustrating to get the questions about sort of what's the silver lining after a loss?
No, it's normal. It's not frustrating or exciting either way. I think it's valid questions. I wish I had better answers, but it's, after a loss, you look at the tape the same way after a win. You don't get emotional. You just correct the mistakes that need to be corrected and capitalize on the strengths, and that's the only thing to do.
What do you take away from this loss that's different from maybe some of the ones you guys had last year that maybe gives you hope moving forward?
We'll always have hope, no matter what happens. I think, we were right there with the win, not with the win, but winning with a minute or something left. And, despite all the things that didn't go our way in the first half, we took the lead in the second, and then, we just got to finish. But, obviously it's a horrid call on Burns' play, but, we can't put the game in the officials' hands. It's our job to not do that.
Do you think Baker's fiery personality, though, can rub off on the whole team and just kind of, when you need it?
Absolutely.
Did you see any evidence of that in the second half?
Yeah, I think, football, we like to overcomplicate it, but it's about everybody doing their job on every play and executing. And then after that, it's, going beyond the X's and O's and doing stuff that's not coached. And I think that's when your team kind of comes together and gets in a flow. You don't have penalties, you don't have missed assignments, and you can just move the ball forward, whether it's him or anybody else. But, we have a very fiery team, from Baker to the offensive line to everybody on this team is fiery, pretty pissed off about a lot of things and obviously the loss. But we're hungry and we'll keep working.